What up, it's your boy Nick Incredible, and this is my discussion slash review for 911 Season 7, Episode 8, titled Step 9. And Bobby Nash, man, this guy is something else. Let's talk about it.
Headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best.
What I mean by Bobby being different, man, anything he's been through would have broken your average man. Bobby has been dealt a very rough hand. And I feel like almost everybody has a moment of something in their life where it just seemed like life was out to get you. Life just seemed extra hard, like you're playing a game on the hardest level possible. You got spawn traps all over the place. Bobby is different, man. We get a flashback, and not of Bobby in Minnesota. Well, he was in Minnesota, but not adult Bobby in Minnesota that led to the fire. No, we get a flashback of kid Bobby and what led him to start drinking and to be a firefighter. His father was a firefighter, so obviously his father was a hero. It was great, but his father was a drunk, and Bobby saw that, and then his father drank in front of him. He allowed Bobby to drink, and then when his mom and his older brother couldn't take it anymore, because yeah, he was a hero, but he was a probably verbal and physically abusive drunk. And Bobby didn't see that. Bobby just saw his father, and it took his father having to be called out by his crew from the firehouse, and having Bobby call 911 when their kitchen caught fire, and him snapping at Bobby to realize that, hey, maybe this is just a little bit too far. But by that time, man, things had escalated to a certain or particular point. Take your pick, because Bobby hadn't had enough as well, and things aren't really going the way that he thought they were. But like I said, all of that molded Bobby into being the drunk Bobby that we see when he, caused this tragedy to all these other people into himself. And it's a sad thing, man, because there's no way, you should have been drinking at all, like when you're a minor, but not to the point to where you become addicted to alcohol or, it is what it is. When you're that little, and then it transferred over to him as an adult, and then it cost him something just like it did when he was little. It didn't physically cost him something, but it cost him his father, because we see Bobby's father is drunk and he's stumbling and tripping all over the house, and he hits his head on the table and he bleeds to death. Bobby could have saved him, but Bobby was so afraid of his father, he didn't want to be hurt by his father anymore. So he went in his room, put his headset on, and just shut him out. And he didn't get a chance to check on his father. And then he found his father dead. So we see what pushed him to drink and what pushed him to be the man who he is. But that tragedy led to that. But another tragedy also made him change who he was to be someone better. And I gotta just give Bobby credit on that, man, because like I said, it would have broke most people, but Bobby came through trial and tribulation, but he came through out on the other side. Now, we spend this entire episode having those flashbacks, but also seeing Bobby trying to make amends to Amir, not for Amir, but for himself. And I love how we see that transpire. Amir isn't willing to give Bobby a chance, but he ended up needing Bobby, and then Bobby earned that chance for amends, and Bobby technically saved her life. Now, one thing I didn't like about this episode, man, is Bobby, when they got in the truck with the old man, after, they escaped the other cartel guys and they stole Bobby's truck. Bobby, you're married to a cop, bro. You know good well not to give out vital information to some people that you may or may not can't be trusted. This is just common knowledge. You're married to a cop. You know these things. Amir's the only one who was like, you've been through some trouble, huh? But you got shot. He was like, nah. He was like, where you guys come from? We ain't give it out. Yeah, come on, Bobby. Oh, we came from over this ridge and over yonder. We were escaping from the guard. Come on, Bobby. But I understand, hey, you're a little delirious, you thirsty. Hey, you're dealing with some stuff. But that whole interaction with him and Amir in the desert, it really made this episode really good. Now, I've been given a lot of flack for this season after those first 3 episodes. Like, the first 3 episodes are freaking fantastic. After that, it was a little wonky. But this episode and the one with Chimney, these solo episodes that we're getting. Now, I will give ABC credit on that. These solo episodes for straight character development for one person in particular, I'm actually really enjoying. And those are the ones that's really highlighted this season for me. Like, where this season kind of fell flat, these kinds of episodes in the season opener is the one that's really elevating this season for me. And I feel like at the ending of the episode, when we see Bobby and Amir having that conversation, when Bobby kind of explains, hey, I'm asking for amends. Well, I'm not asking. I'm doing amends, not for you, but it's for me, because I live with these murder. Well, I won't say murders, but the loss of those lives every day. And then he mentioned everything about Amir's wife and who her family was, and then he had mentioned Amir and everything, and then we have Amir kind of give Bobby that acknowledgement. So it worked out in the long run, but I liked having that whole dynamic between both of those two characters, and seeing where they were and how we got there, and then right there at the end, I knew he was from Minnesota. I knew he was. When he saw Bobby, I was like, man, this man from Minnesota, and that's what happened to his face. Bobby burned him in the building. It is what it is. But it was a good episode, man. Not to discredit any of the Coyote stuff and the people crossing the border and everything. I mean, that was just like, I feel like they just threw that in there so they could showcase, because the old girl didn't really trust Bobby in the beginning, and that allowed her to trust Bobby and see who he actually was. And then when they saved him in turn at the end, that was nice. It was like a callback from Bobby saving those people in the beginning. It was cool. I enjoyed it. And when Amir was like, well, what you doing in here? I thought you'd be long gone by now with you and your fine wife. The episode was good. I enjoyed it, and I'm excited to check out the next 2 episodes now. This is Woodlake Incredible. Don't forget to smash the like button. You can smash any more. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them and subscribe. Peace out.
Cause I've been working a lot, I think I deserve a shot, I think I deserve a spot. Cause it's been years on this path that I walked, and if I keep going, I pray I'll be at the top.